absolutely. And that's something that certainly I've been receiving in prayer a lot, and a lot of holier people than me have been emphasizing for years. That it's like
Yes.
that receptivity, that gratitude. That's the key to a lot of.
It's my soul magnifies the Lord.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Like,
That's it.
That's very Mary, right? Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the person who loved God so much that that the Holy Spirit and sorry.
Right.
So maybe well, first of all, to compartmentalize it, not to get the whole thing. What would you like say for people that are like, that sounds awesome? How do I like call on that or reach out for those graces? Or maybe somebody who's like, that sounds scary a little bit, or like a whole world that I'm not really like ready for, or something. Like, where would you, for somebody like starting to enter into it, like what advice would you give as they're kind of trying to move in that path? And then
Yeah. I would actually say, so with any relationship, it starts with a sense of love. Like, friendship is a form of love. It's a type of love. So I would say start with the relationship, start with the friendship, and that is, okay, Mary, just like you would do with Jesus, like Jesus, Mary.
Yeah.
If you're there, if you care for me, if this is real, if what Father Matt is saying is real, and he's not some crazy priest, then, hey, show me.
Yeah.
Ask him, show me your love, and let me sense your presence. Let me be aware of your love for me. And then as you do that, then notice what will happen is when they respond, then doors in the heart start to open. And then there's more. There's, wow, well, if you did that for me, what else do you want to show me? How much more do you love me?
Yeah.
How much more do you care for me? And so I would say, ask for that. Be bold.
Yeah.
Ask for it.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to ask. Ask for whatever is on your heart, knowing that the Lord put that desire there in the first place.
Yeah.
And so to start with, okay, the Lord is the author of my good desire. So now I'm going to ask him for it, and he wants to bring it to fulfillment. So too does Mary.
Yeah.
So again, ask for it. But again, finally, what we're asking for is that relationship. We're saying, instead of like, give me a new car, give me a new skateboard, rollerblades, whatever. Sorry, I dated myself by saying rollerblades.
You didn't own rollerblades, did you?
I did own rollerblades at one point in my life. Yeah.
Are there pictures? Can we see them?
There are no pictures, and so thanks be to God, you cannot see them. But no, I mean, to ask for that in relationship, okay, tell me about this love, show me this love, that's what I'm hungry for, that's what I'm thirsting for.
Yeah.
And to respond to that, and then allow God to respond to that, and then as he responds to that, to ask for more.
Yeah. That's so beautiful and so true that, it's like the Lord already knows the desires of our heart, desires for us to have the things that we need more than we even know what they are or desire them.
Right.
And has the power to give us way more than we have the capacity even to think of.
Absolutely.
And Mary is just waiting to channel, like, give all of those graces to us and just flood our hearts with that stuff.
God gave himself to Mary. He gave everything that he has. Everything that the Father has is his Son.
Yeah.
He gave everything that he has to Mary. And so too, Mary wants to do exactly what God the Father did, which is give everything that she has, who is Jesus, his love, to us.
Yeah. So what would you say, like, what would you say if you were to give advice to just people in general, as far as like everything that's going on in the world right now through a Marian lens? Like, if you were just to like have a very, very broad audience coming from a bunch of different places and stuff, like, what piece of advice regarding like a relationship with Mary other than do it would be like your invitation, saying, like, as somebody who has experienced these things with Mary and like the fruits that are there, like, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I honestly, what I would say is start with pondering, what Mary did. Ponder these things in our heart. So, and what I mean by that is this. In the world today, there's a lot of anxiousness, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty. So to ponder not just the fear, the anxiousness, the uncertainty, but to ponder, okay, Lord, where are you moving in this? And to spend time in silence with the Lord and allow the Lord to show us where he's moving. Because as the Lord shows us where he's moving, we will very much gently, we'll see the hand of Mary as well, moving with the Lord, moving with her son.
Yeah.
And so then she too can invite us into that relationship with her son, and who is the one who brings us to the Father. And so there's that beautiful communion there. But again, I think it starts with that silence, like staying silent, pondering, but again, not pondering bad things, but pondering like, okay, Lord, where are you at in this? What are you doing right now? What do you want me to see? Because the Lord doesn't allow something without wanting to bring a greater good. The greater the evil, the greater the good he's going to bring out of it. But I think a lot of the times we get so caught up in the evil that we forget about, okay, wait, the Lord is going to bring something good out of this? What? And so instead it's, okay, let's ponder, let's ask the Lord, and then reflect on what he shares with us. Reflect on how he leads us. Reflect on our encounter with him in prayer. And then there's that Marian posture of pondering.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. So how with Our Lady of Guadalupe, like with that image too, what would you say? I mean, specific to like, this is we're focusing on Mary in a broad sense, but in particular the apparitions at Tepeyac and Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Absolutely.
So I mean, images are a very powerful way for us to kind of enter into that prayerful mindset and stuff as well. So do you have any other reflections or anything about that with Our Lady?
Yeah, so I have to go back and tell a bit of a story. When I was in Mexico to learn Spanish, I got the chance to go to the city of Mexico and go to the Basilica.
Oh, it's awesome.
And it was magnificent. So I walked in, and instantly, as soon as I crossed the threshold, so nothing happened, I didn't sense anything like, before, but as soon as I crossed that threshold and looked, I saw the image, and I realized, this is Mom's house. This is not my house.
Yeah.
This is Mom's house. I mean, it was palpable. And so what was beautiful, though, is what kind of tipped me off was there was a sense of a very real motherly care. And that's something very particular to my experience, my own personal experience of Guadalupe, is her own motherly care. And so, which is ironic because I had distantly recalled parts of the story when I went to Mexico City, but then when I looked it up afterwards, there's that phrase, am I not your mother?
Yeah.
Am I not the one who cares? I'm like, it's right there.
Yeah.
So it was very beautiful.
It's plastered everywhere.
Yeah, it's plastered everywhere. Yeah. Well, but see, I didn't see it because I was on that conveyor belt underneath the image, like going, oh, the conveyor belt's over? Okay, then I circle back around, and then more conveyor belt time, and then circle back around. So I was spending too much time doing laps.
Yeah, they got a system there, yeah.
Yes, they do. So, no, but I would say, just that sense of Mary as my mother is very specific to Guadalupe, and the mother of priests, yes, but also just my mother personally, not just because I'm a priest, but as a personal mother, and that she is looking after me. And so, I look at that and I say, gosh, Mary even saying to Juan Diego, am I not your mother? That right there is kind of the posture of the relationship that Our Lady of Guadalupe invites us into, to recognize her motherhood and her care, that she comes to us, she reveals and shares Jesus Christ to and with us.
Yeah. Did you, one of the things that I've noticed and when I've led a lot of people that are coming to the Basilica for the first time, they have the sense when you walk in, because it's a campus.
Yes.
But especially if you're walking in from into the area where the new Basilica is, where the doors open and she's right there.
Yes.
That the first thing that a lot of people have the sense of was that. Not quite in the same way as like at St. Peter's, where there's kind of the embrace with the columns and stuff, but there's that sense that as you're coming in, that you are being embraced by the campus, and then as she starts to come into focus as this little tiny like image way in the back of this big basilica with the door just open a creak, that as she starts to come in, you have the sense that she's like already like walking towards you, like she's moving with that leg bent. To greet you before, like, you've come on, for most people, this is not like a quick, like, I just went around the corner and I had to check it out. So you've gone on this big, long journey, and then here's Mom, here's Jesus' mother, like, coming out to, like, greet you before you even get into the building.
Oh, yeah. Because she was the first person I saw.
Yeah.
So you walk in and when you change, because we went in the middle of the day, so obviously there's a light change, you guys got to get used to it, but she's the first person I saw. And then after I saw her, and then got the sense of, she's here. This is her house. It is beautiful. It's a good thing that I'm here. This is wonderful. Then my eyes adjusted and I took it all in and started trying to, listen to the pre-Spanish to see how much Spanish I had been able to take in a couple weeks. So I started testing myself and got a little distracted. Yeah. But in that moment, it was that first, she's the first one I see.
Yeah.
Everyone else is there, yes. The basilica was full, but she's the first one.
Yeah. Did you get to explore around the Basilica campus too, and see some of the other spots? What were some of the one or two or whatever? What were some of the highlights of the places around Tepeyac that were significant that you had a cool experience at?
I would say the highlight was the old basilica.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
It's magnificent.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. But then I think what was beautiful for me was because Mexico City is so much higher than what I'm used to in terms of altitude. What was beautiful for me was the work that it took to get up there, and I had to stop and kind of let my lungs get acclimated and then keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, it was beautiful, and so as I was going up there, it was wow, this is not an easy thing for somebody to climb. This is not an easy hill to climb. It's an appreciation for somebody who maybe lived in the lower lands, would have had to do to get up this hill so as to bring roses to the bishop or so as to meet Our Lady.
Yeah.
So, just those little senses of, wow, this is very real. And what it brought me to was a sense of the human experience, the humanity of the experience. So that this story isn't just a distant story that I happen to know and can quote, in a nice homily or two.
Yeah.
But this is a very real human experience that is livable and was lived.
Yeah.
And that made it very real and tangible to me.
Yeah, and that's something that I really love and try to do when we're doing retreats and stuff is this is one of those stories where there's a ton of them, but this is really one of those that it's while maintaining the reverence, it's you're